This is an Ellis Mowers and Mower small engine repair. Stay connected on Instagram and Facebook at Ellis Mowers and More. Comments or questions? Leave them below or email me, ellis@ellismowers.com. Parts used in today's repair are found using the links in the description below. And as always, like and subscribe for more small engine content. Today we're going to work on, at least attempt to, this Murray 3.5 horsepower classic. It's rough, and I mean, should I even save it? I don't even know. The deck's kind of rusted. Engine doesn't even have a spark plug in it. All the cables are rusted. It's been sitting for a long time. But I'm currently in a little bit of a holding pattern right now because I'm waiting on some JB Weld to dry on a Cub Cadet that has a Kohler Courage engine on it. And I figured, you know, let's try and knock out a couple of small things. I did a home light weed eater off camera, just needed fuel lines. And we're going to see what we can do with this. If we can make like $30 off of this thing, it's $30 more than we had. I don't have any money in it. So we'll go a quick tour around, see if we can get it running. And if we can, then somebody at least have a cheap mower that'll last them a season or something like that. So let's get started. And sometimes I don't even mess with these, but with it being one of these Murray 3.5 classics, they're cheap mowers as it is. Like I said, it's probably like a $30 mower once I get it fixed. Not going to do much to it. I would love to take the engine off and put it on another deck, but y'all know when you know, the metal bolts get in that aluminum and they grip on, corrosion and whatnot, all they'll do is just break the heads off. I'm not really interested in doing that. I tried to spray some WD-40, let it sit for a while. I got it to kind of crack a little bit, but then it goes about a quarter of a turn and it stops. And I'm not, like, drilling out these engine mount holes is not my, I've done it enough and to the point that I don't want to have to do it. So here's what it is. Nothing much at all. For kicks, let's look at the model number on the back because it is here. It is a 2005 model. You can see we've got pretty big rust issues right here on the left rear. Right here too. I mean, literally this is like, if I get it running, then I make like $30 and it's done. It's a 20112X92C. One of your later 3.5 classics, because Briggs bought Murray in 2005. So might swap a wheel out here because this wheel's actually broken on the inside. Probably reinforce this left rear and put like a washer or something on the back of it. But like I said, no wash or no spark plug. Date code confirms that it's like a 2004-ish model for the engine, made in early 2005. So blade's good. The engine turns. I can see the piston moving up and down. The valves may be stuck. We might have to hammer the valves back in. We'll see how far we get into this though. But first, what I'm going to do, we'll do a quick transformation on this for y'all. Don't want to spend a lot of time on camera. I'm going to take the cable off of it. Take this off, which is just a 5/16, and take the spring off, zip tie the spring back. That way I can at least pull the rope, see if it's got good compression. So I put a plug in it so that the compression, you know, wouldn't be escaping out the plug hole. I took off the cable, pulled this wire, pulled this back so that the blade brake or the pull rope brake wasn't on it. And I hear some sort of clanking in there, and I don't know if it's because, I don't know what it is, but I can at least tell you that if you look at the oil situation, it's actually comedic how bad it is. Let me wipe the dipstick off. Like, it's really, really bad. And it's pretty much empty, so I'm gonna toss at least a little bit of oil in there to see if that does anything. And then if I grab a screwdriver, let me check a couple of other things here. So I've got this thing could be a slippery slope here. We're going to be careful before we go too far. I'm going to pop it out here. I just want to see if it'll at least like fire really quick. I don't know. It feels like it has enough compression to run. There's my answer. I just, what is it? The spring right there came back on it for the safety wire. Surprisingly, the gas tank is actually in good condition. Let's take a peek in there. I don't know if y'all can see it. Pretty dry, which is good. So we might get by with just having to put a carburetor kit. We've got to lube the throttle up too, I think, because it's stuck internally. So we probably have to take this cover off, give it a quick look. Hopefully that won't be any issue. Might pop a rope on it while we're at it, just because that rope is dry. Oil, lube the throttle up, and I can tell it's been choking pretty good, so it's probably a diaphragm. Let me pour some oil in it and take these 3 bolts off. We'll put a diaphragm in it. I'll get my little card out here too so that we can work on it better. So here we go. I've taken those 3 bolts off that I mentioned. Lift this up. And here's everything. Here's what was stuck. So last thing you want to do is break that tab off. So let me get a little WD-40 should fix all this. I know everything looks pretty rough, but it's like I said, it's a $30 mower, so I want to fix it in about a half hour here. Otherwise, it's not really worth my time. But there's everything. Everything seems like it's nice and free now, which is great. Even the primer bulb seems like it's okay, believe it or not. Let me do one quick inspection of this pull rope again. Huh. We'll put one on it. Y'all see me do that a lot. One thing I might do real quick though, after I put the pull rope on, is just pop this down, throw some gas in it, which I could do real quick on camera actually. We're just going to see if it primes. If it doesn't prime, then we won't worry about, then we'll go ahead and do the whole diaphragm. But who knows, this thing might run. I'm sure the diaphragm's dried out there, but you don't ever know till you check. Good enough. Let's see what we got. How about that? Primed right up. I'm going to replace the pull rope, get some gas in it, get it off the bench here. We're going to see, number one, if it runs. Number two, how well it runs. And see what all we'll need to do to it after that. So I've got oil in it. We're going to see what happens here. I don't really know. It might run, so we'll see. I'm just surprised the primer works as well as it does. I have a feeling it's going to choke, but maybe it'll run. We'll see. Really bad when it first started. Considering how bad this mower looks, that's actually pretty unbelievable. I thought that the diaphragm was going to be like toast, but it's not. So I'm going to give it a quick wash. I'm going to wire up a switch, on-off switch, so that it is safe to use, and probably swap that left rear wheel out, and then we're going to be done with this. Not bad for a cheap mower, I would suppose. The wheels I wanted to do, but everything's rusted on. So, for the amount of rust on it, somebody just needs a cheap push mower, and that's what it's gonna be. So there it is in all its glory. Would you have fixed it? Probably not, but like I said, I'm waiting on some JB Weld to finish setting, and didn't want to get anything big out to fix. And this was at the front of the pile. I said, why not? Let's try it. Got about a half hour worth of work into it. Gonna sell it for like 30 bucks. Pretty much have no money in it because I didn't even have to replace a carb diaphragm. I just had to put a half a quart of oil in it and a air filter, which is maybe like $2-3 in the grand scheme of things, and I got it for free. It was brought to me, so figured if I could get it fixed fairly quickly, that it would be worth, trying to get it running, even though the deck's rusted. But either way, the point is to show you that these old 3.5 classic Murray push mowers will just go on and go on forever. And I don't know how many I've done on this channel. It's been countless, it feels like. I feel like I've done probably 10 or 12, and every one that comes in I show it just to prove a point. Be like, cheap push mowers used to be good, and now it's hard to find a good one at all. But there it is. Hope y'all enjoyed the video. Just shows you how the old Briggs Classics are, and the Murray, the old Murray decks are. This one's pretty rusted, but this one probably has been sitting in weeds for I don't know how long. So, or sitting in a shed, or I don't know. Luckily, everything for the most part was free on it, like the pull rope and stuff like that. But yeah, so thank y'all again for watching this video. And we got a quick little repair done on the Murray. Y'all take care. Catch you on the next one.